When we talk, people say, don't say anti-aging, say pro-aging. Anti-aging's gotten a bad rap because anti-aging for most people is equated with synthetic anti-aging.
Discover a paradigm shift in beauty with Michael Zenn, the trailblazing mind behind Herbal Face Food.
Somewhere in the world, there is a plant for any ailment that you have anywhere on your body, outside your body, inside your body. There is a plant that is the cure.
Brace yourself for an unfiltered discussion, challenging norms and really redefining beauty standards.
Yeah, well, 72% or more of whatever you put on your skin goes in.
Yes.
So it's in your bloodstream within probably minutes. It's in your organs within hours. It's circulating throughout your body within days. Many of those ingredients have parabens and lots of other chemicals they know are linked to many different chronic illnesses, including cancer. There's tremendous research on that.
This episode is not just about products. It's a journey towards a healthier, more informed approach to self-care. Get ready to break free from conventional beauty narratives and stay tuned for this conversation that might just reshape your beauty philosophy. Hello there, seekers of a super fulfilling life. Welcome back to the Be That Life podcast, and I'm excited to share my partnership with the Megaverse, which is an exciting new platform, but more about that later. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hi, Michael. Welcome to the Be That Life podcast.
It's great to be here. I'm so excited.
Today we're going to be talking about all things beauty, anti-aging, and skincare.
Okay.
So 85% of teens develop acne at the age of, let's say, 11 in girls, and about a couple of years later in boys. Mm-hmm. I developed acne at the age of 15, and it went all the way until I was mid-30s. That's crazy. It developed like cystic acne. It was terrible. And I tried everything from lasers to serums to supplements, but nothing seemed to work. I was always constantly still breaking out until I found a protocol and a regime that just basically changed the game for me.
Sure.
So I changed my diet. I changed so many things that I wasn't even understood that I had it at that time. To something so much better, and now I never have breakouts anymore, and now I have really great skin. Now, psoriasis is also one of those skin disorders. Eczema is another skin disorder. For the most part, many people develop all of these kinds of incredible types of skin disorders that they can't heal. It's a genetic predisposition for the most part. It can also be lifestyle factors, environment, toxicity. And then there's also hyperpigmentation. And then there's sun damage, right, from too much sun exposure. I believe that you share some of these similarities in your journey. I'd love for you to talk to me a little bit go back a little bit as to where your journey started.
Right. Okay. Love to. And by the way, you look great.
Thank you.
No one would have any idea you ever had skin problems.
Yeah, thank you.
So you've done a great job with that. Yeah, so I wrote a book, self-published, called The Self-Health Revolution. And I sold like 100,000 books by myself. And we started selling at Whole Foods, which is... you guys are probably familiar with it. I don't know if you're on it.
I do, yes.
I don't know how familiar they are. It's probably the #1 healthy icon in the U.S. And I got a call from Deborah Moran, who's John Mackey's wife. John Mackey's the founder of Whole Foods Markets. And she said, I'm sitting here with John. He's read your book twice, loves it. He's never read a book twice. We'd love to endorse your book. Just out of the blue, this happened. And of course, I was shocked. I was in shock, and of course, I said yes, please. And then we started selling books at every Whole Foods around the world. I did 300 book signings. Simon & Schuster found us. They called me and said, "We want to take your book around the world." It's published in many different languages around the world. About a month after the book came out, I was working on my skin. So the book was about healing myself from the inside out. My dad died at 57. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, overweight. Like so many people, he died way before his time. I was looking just like my dad. If you see a picture in the book, you'll see I'm going down the very same road, and it scared me. And that's how the book came to be. Well, the last thing I had to really heal was my skin. I used to tan in tanning beds for like 15 years, off and on. They told me I damaged my skin. I was doing all these TV interviews. I had these literal dark patches on both sides of my face. It was like dark shadows. And I turned to the plants. You know, they told me we can't heal this. They said we can laser it, we can bleach it, it's going to come back, it's permanent. Which, you know, I didn't accept that. You know, I'm sure you were told that too. And so I started working with one of the top herbalists in the world there in Malibu, where I live. We started looking around the planet, identifying the world's most powerful antioxidant botanicals ever tested on the ORG scale, which you may be familiar with. Started using it. 5 weeks later, gone forever.
Wow.
And we were stunned because it was just plants. There was no chemicals. We started giving product away. There in Malibu, I was making it in my kitchen, literally making it in my kitchen on the beach.
That's where all the best things start, I think.
In Malibu?
In the kitchen, in someone's kitchen.
So, yeah, so it was crazy. And people in Malibu started getting crazy results. LA started shipping around the world. I literally gave away the first 2,000 bottles for free. That's how confident I was that people were going to get addicted. 6 months later, we ended up in Korea just by word of mouth. So I shipped a bottle to someone in Texas, this daughter of an importer in Korea who imports all luxury goods to Korea. He used it, his wife used it. They flew to LA, to Malibu to meet me 5 times to beg me, we want to take this to Korea. And we became a cult brand in Korea overnight. Within 6 months, we were a cult brand in Korea. Super popular among celebrities, K-pop stars, in all the high-end stores. It just blew up, and that was the beginning. I had no intention, to be honest, of ever becoming a skincare guru or even being in the skincare business. It just happened because I was healing myself. Same thing with writing the book, I would say. I never had the intention of being an author. I just thought, I know all this stuff now, and it's changed my life. You know, I went from a 37-inch waist to a 29-inch waist in less than 6 months. And so I had to tell people about it. And that's how this whole company has really begun, is, you know, discovering something that really helps people and then sharing it with them and then it blowing up.
What was your life before the book and before the skincare brand?
Yeah.
Who is
a lot
Michael?
of people ask me that. I was an entrepreneur. I mean, I started lots of companies. Okay. I had 4 restaurants at one time. I was in technology. I started several telecom companies. I had an insurance company. I was kind of a serial entrepreneur, and then this really became my life's work. You know, once I discovered these things that I learned in the book, that became my life. And then the skincare was just kind of an outflow of my book. You know, we have a whole chapter on skin in the book. And so it really was just, you could say providential, you could say serendipitous, you could say it was the universe, but it was meant to be. It was really meant to be.
Can you share your insights on the perceptions of societal pressure when it comes to beauty?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, when we talk, you know, people say, don't say anti-aging, say pro-aging, you know, and I'm like, well, anti-aging's gotten a bad rap because anti-aging for most people is equated with synthetic anti-aging, which is plastic surgery and procedures and all this fake crap that's toxic over time that people do to their bodies. And you could call it mutilation. And people think anti-aging, I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to have anything to do with that. That's so shallow and self-centered and narcissistic, and all those thoughts come with anti-aging. So when I say anti-aging, people think of those things, but anti-aging is really not negative or pejorative. It's really positive if you look at it from trying to give your body the highest potential to be the best version of itself through nutrition, feeding the body everything it needs to heal itself. So the body is very capable of healing itself of just about anything if it's given the right nutrient packets. You know, there's a saying that I use, you know, on my website. You know, anywhere, somewhere in the world, there is a plant for any ailment that you have. So for any ailment that you have anywhere on your body, outside your body, inside your body, there is a plant that is the cure somewhere in the world. And it's just a matter of finding that plant or that group of plants that can heal you. And, we've kind of, people think plants are passé. They think they're weak. They think they're low tech. They think the lab is far superior. And truly the opposite is true. It's quite the opposite. The problem is the market hasn't been brought the right plants from the right place in the right potency. And even, most plant products today are very impotent. They're not formulated for power. There's very little plant material in them. And that's why they don't get results.
But it's the same for supplements, right? The efficacy is not the same because you're
Supplements,
putting
same.
so little
That's
of
right.
the actual product in there.
That's right. And that's because of profitability, marketing, all those things, corporate America, squeezing profits, spending money on marketing, but not on ingredients.
How does Herbal Face Food approach the concept of beauty in a world that's ever changing their beauty standards?
Well, I don't really care about that. I mean, I pass by Sephora and I shake my head. And I know every product in Sephora. I know most skincare products around the world. I've seen all their ingredients. And so I think when I look at the skincare industry, I think it's smoke and mirrors. These are really good marketing companies, and they keep women and men on a treadmill. It's like, well, that didn't work, we'll try this one. Well, that doesn't work, we'll try this one. And it just keeps, it's a merry-go-round. What I look at is, all I care about is efficacy. That's the only thing I care about. And I believe if you build a product on extreme efficacy, there's always a market. Just like there's always a market for the best, right? There's always going to be a market for the best real estate, for the best car, for the best whatever it is. And if you build the best skincare in the world, the most powerful, efficacious skincare in the world, there'll always be a market for it. And you really don't have to worry about marketing. We spend literally nothing on marketing.
I believe that. So I got a quick question for you. Do you know anything about the Megaverse? Well, I am in partnership and in collaboration with the team at the Megaverse who are creating for me a unique wellness world, and I'm so excited to share with you all. I firmly believe that Web 2 is a thing of the past and Web 3 is the future. To know more about them, check out megaverse.xyz.
Yeah.
If it's a product that's really good, word of mouth is the most powerful tool you can possibly have.
Right. We don't need the sophisticated marketing that other companies have to have. They could not survive without it because it's the only way they do survive. And so most of the market goes to, most of their money goes to marketing, celebrity endorsements, PR, all those kinds of things. And they really buy their way into the marketplace. We've grown 600% in the last 8 weeks.
Yes. Wow.
I'm wondering how we're going to be able to keep up.
You will be able to keep up because there's so many people that you need to help.
Yeah, right. We are going to keep up. Don't worry about it. We are. We're buying bigger and bigger things. So we are going to keep up. But that's all coming from people telling people. Every celebrity we have using our product came to us. We didn't come to them. And we don't have a PR company. We're not even reaching out to celebrities.
There are many studies that have been going around that talk about the link between parabens and the exposure on hormone disruption.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So from your thoughts and your insights, why do you think organic and natural products are extremely beneficial opposed to the chemicals that's being pushed in our industry?
Yeah, well, 72% or more of whatever you put on your skin goes in.
Yes.
So it's in your bloodstream within probably minutes. It's in your organs within hours. It's circulating throughout your body within days. Many of those ingredients have parabens and lots of other chemicals they know are linked to many different chronic illnesses, including cancer. There's tremendous research on that. I think at the same time, there's a lot of blowback right now when it comes to organic, green, clean skincare. There's a boomerang going on because women are being told, by these companies, you can't put this on your skin. It has all these toxins and all of that. But then they hand them a product that's maybe not really even green clean, or a product that's actually impotent. It doesn't do much more than moisturize the skin. And so they're asking women to give up these results, albeit short term, albeit toxic, and embrace a product that does nothing. And what's happening is a lot of women are saying, I can't do that. This is I'm doing everything else right. I look at all the ingredients. I don't eat GMOs and blah, blah, blah. They're doing all the right things in every other area. This is their area of compromise because when it comes to how they look, they have to get results. And so they turn to the chemicals. And that's really where we come in because we're green clean on green steroids. We blow green clean out of the water. If you like green clean, you're going to love us. And we blow away the chemicals. We outperform the chemicals. Why? Because we're not manipulating the skin through chemistry, through pharmacology. We're actually healing the skin. We're feeding the skin the most powerful nutrient packets in the world and antioxidants, and it allows the skin to heal itself. We get rid of melasma with no bleaching agents, which is unheard of. What's your bleaching agent, Michael? What whiteners do you have? We don't have any. Well, how are you getting rid of melasma? Well, bleaching agents don't get rid of melasma, by the way. It's just symptomatic. And actually, the bleaching, as you can imagine, does much more damage over time. So you're actually making your situation worse. It's just going to show up a little bit later down the road. So I think I call that the skincare dilemma, because women they've always had to choose something that's good for their skin and something that actually gives them results.
Right.
And now with our product, you don't have to make that decision. Because we're more than just good for you. Are we safe? Oh yeah. Oh my. Yes, we're safe. But we go way beyond that, and we give you kick butt results, and that's people see results sometimes instantly. Sometimes I've had phone calls from women's bathtubs where they're saying, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is this working already?" And they'll see things instantly. They certainly will see results in 3 days. They're going to see results with things like melasma in 2 weeks to 30 days. We got rid of Leanne Rimes' lifetime melasma in less than 30 days. Madonna's makeup artist, Gina Brooke, we got rid of her lifetime melasma in 12 days. And these are really...
12 days?
In 12 days.
That's incredible.
And so I can't guarantee that kind of results for everybody. And they were using the product like mad. They were using it many times a day, but people are seeing those kind of results.
The amount of toxins that we have in the environment, we spoke about that earlier. You mentioned this just now. Aside from that, it's in our food, it's in our water,
Right.
it's in the air that we breathe.
Mm-hmm.
There's the herbicides, there's the pesticides. It isn't just from the chemicals that we're consuming,
Right.
every single day.
Right.
It's from everything.
Right.
So the problem with that is, I think a lot of people are just unaware. They lack the knowledge. They don't know how to detox.
Right.
So the problem with constantly consuming cosmetic products that have a lot of these chemicals in it is that you're constantly loading your body with heavy metals, toxins is number one, and various other toxicity. And that develops, obviously, chronic illnesses
Right.
and all sorts of things.
Right.
From a standpoint of Herbal Face Food and being one of the pioneer brands in skincare right now that's just focused on the plants, how do you formulate your ingredients? Like, what is the process that you do to create that efficacy? Just for the listeners to be confident to know that this isn't a chemical-based product. It is something that really comes from nature and it's nature's food to your skin.
Yeah, well, the greatest defense is a great offense. And so I can't worry about all the chemicals that are all around me. Some people do, and they
Yeah.
drive themselves crazy
Totally.
sometimes. And if you tell everybody all the stuff that's all around them, a lot of times they're just going to throw in the towel. They say, okay, give me cancer because I know I'm going to get cancer anyway. I can't keep up with all this. So you got to be offensive. How can you be offensive? You've got to start feeding your body super powerful nutrients, all sorts of nutrients. And then you don't have to worry so much because your body will take care of the rest. That's how ingenious the human body is. If you give it what it needs, it is smart enough to know what to do. The problem is most people aren't giving their body what it needs. So we started off, our whole thesis around our product is finding the world's most powerful antioxidant. So a lot of people don't know, they don't even know what an antioxidant is, but antioxidants basically is the only thing you really need to know ultimately if you want to talk about anti-aging. Antioxidants are anti-aging. They're equal to anti-aging. So oxidation is what causes aging. Oxidation is what happens when you cut an apple and you put it out on the counter. After a few minutes or a few hours, it's going to turn brown, right? If you put vitamin C on it, you take lemon, lime, whatever, orange, put it on that apple, it's not going to turn brown. You try it at home, it's not going to turn brown for a much longer period of time, maybe a few hours or whatever. If you put Herbal Face Food on that, it's not going to turn brown for days. Why is that? Because vitamin C is extremely low on something called the ORAC scale. The ORAC scale is the only scientific scale in the world that evaluates the anti-aging capacity or antioxidant capacity of a given ingredient element. So Herbal Face Food, vitamin C on that scale is under 100,000, okay? And I'm being generous to vitamin C. I like vitamin C. Our product is 30 million on the ORAC scale.
Yeah, when I saw that first time, that was like, wow. I was blown away.
We have singular ingredients that are in the millions. Clove is at 10 million. I've found other botanicals now, they're at 10 million. We're headed towards 50 million. So we're 300,000 times the power of vitamin C on the only scientific scale in the world around antioxidants. And when you have that kind of capacity and power, you get incredible results. You know, we take on the 10 most visible signs of aging: fine lines, wrinkles, skin texture, pore size, hyperpigmentation. We've had massive results in that category. We also take on the chronic skin issues, like you mentioned: acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, melasma, scarring. The list goes on, especially with the Cure, which is our most powerful serum. And so we're getting crazy results. You know, a lot of people around the world are calling us a new category in skincare, which is medical grade, plant only skincare. So we're getting medical grade results, and I would say beyond medical grade, because we're doing things that medical products can't even do, can't even touch, and we're just plants, which is really unheard of. It's a breakthrough. It's the first time, I think, in history that this has happened at this level. And so obviously we have a lot of people excited about it. They've been looking for something like this for decades.
Are you growing these on your own, or
No.
Do you have an area?
I don't have.
No, do you have a place where you grow all of these plants and botanicals?
No, it'd be impossible.
So how does it work for someone that doesn't know about that space, you know?
Yeah, so we're pushing 140 ingredients from all over the world, every continent except for Antarctica. We harvest from 7 to 10 rainforests around the world.
Right.
So these plants are grown in their native soil, wild crafted, wild harvested. There's no way I could do that in any backyard.
Yeah, but I mean, there's places that you can create your own.
Yeah.
You know,
they do. I mean, there's people that do that. I admire what they're doing, but it's very limiting because you can only grow what's endemic to that region of the country.
Yes, that's right.
So we don't care. What we care about is the potency of the botanical, and we don't care where it is. We're going to find it. You know, we get our. I was just in Indonesia. I was on some islands in Indonesia where clove originated. That's where we get our clove from, and the most potent clove, oldest clove, grows in the world. And so we travel around the world hunting the most powerful plants. In some ways, half my job is a plant hunter. You know, I just came back from Asia. I found 30 new botanicals all over the world and honeys.
What is that experience like to be like a plant hunter? I never met anyone that's been a plant hunter. So is that kind of cool?
It's fun for me. It may be boring. It may be boring for some people.
I don't think so. I think it's really exciting to just know so much about the power that plants have, because I think it's such an untapped resource in many ways.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. And there's so much stuff we don't even know. That's
Right.
totally undiscovered, unused.
Just like the
unutilized.
ocean.
Just like the ocean. And we're finding things in the ocean. So, no, plants are the original estheticians. They are geniuses, and they're unduplicatable. When you look at it, like you take something simple like a tomato. So a tomato has 10,000 phytochemicals in it. One red tomato has 10,000 phytochemicals,
crazy.
only one of which has ever really been studied seriously. It was just lycopene, which was
Yes.
studied by the ketchup companies because they wanted to promote lycopene. But there's 9,999 others, and then you take a brown tomato, and guess what? You've got a whole nother list of chemotypes. You take a yellow tomato, you have a whole nother list. You combine all those and eat them, you're getting thousands of different phytochemicals, which your body identifies and knows exactly what to do with.
One of your products, the cream,
Okay.
which is one of my favorite products,
Yes.
by the way, not just because it's like ultra moisturizing, it's incredible on the skin, but also it's an SPF.
Right.
Now, the reason I want to bring this up is because I recently went on a podcast and I talked about SPF. And there were so many people on that podcast who were like, what is she talking about? You don't need SPF. We get it from the sun directly. There's so much chemical in the usual sunscreen products
Right,
these
right.
days. And there I was defending Herbal Face Food because I was like, but there are non-toxic sunscreens, mineral form,
Right.
zinc form,
Yeah.
and these forms as well, like Herbal Face Food. But you can totally see how society is completely, in many ways, uneducated
Yeah.
and unaware that they will just follow whatever society is pushing to them right now
Right.
into believing that there is no alternative way to actually protect your skin.
Right.
Now, the reason I bring this up is because maybe a lot of people don't know plants are outdoors all the time,
Right. That's right.
right? They need to protect themselves
That's
from
right.
the sun. So they have built-in SPF.
That's right.
So I want you to now tell our listeners
Yeah.
what that means and how does SPF actually benefit us and why do we need to take it,
Right.
put it on our skin daily?
Right. So our products are 100% plants.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything in our product that's not a plant. And I'll say this, and then I'll say, well, does it have this chemical or that chemical? And I'm like, I just said it's 100% plants. So we have nothing but plants. We're also edible. So all of our products are totally edible. We don't encourage you to eat it. They don't taste that great. We've had
I've tried it, by the way.
yeah, a lot of people have tried it, and so,
Yeah.
but the point being is that they are. There is no chemicals at all whatsoever in the products. I could take that right now and eat it in front of you, and we'll always be edible. So any product we create in the future, it's always going to be edible. That's one of our core beliefs and philosophies. What we discovered was not only can these plants heal your skin of anti-aging issues, chronic skin issues, but they can also protect you from the sun. And they do it in two ways. So how do they do it? One way, they have their own SPF built into it, like carrot seed, like raspberry seed. And we have 20 other plants that have a high potency plant SPF in them, which we've combined. We're looking for more of those. I'm adding some more in my next iteration of the cream. And so plants are out, like you said, they're out in the sun all day. You've heard of the plants that you can plant in the sun, and they can
Yeah.
take a beating of the sun all day long. They have a tremendous amount of SPF because they're protecting themselves from the rays of the sun. So why not utilize that SPF? Our body knows what to do with it. It's not synthetic. It's not toxic, okay? So it does provide you tremendous SPF. Our serums have roughly a 25 SPF. The cream has a much higher SPF, around 50 plus. It also heals you from sun damage at the same time. So if you were to get sunburn, which I don't think you're going to, but if you did, the first thing you want to put on there is the Cure. The Cure's a little spicy, and you might think, well, that's...
I like the spice.
Yeah, I do too. I love the spice. Everybody loves the spice, but you might think that's antithetical to put something spicy on something on a burn, but it'll get rid of that burn in half the time. So think about if you're using the Cure and the cream together, you're getting protection and healing at the same time. So the product is actually healing the sun damage you're receiving in real time. Okay, I was just in Bali on a yacht all day long. Okay. Everybody else was piling on their 50 and 100 SPF. All I had was the cream and the serums. And the same thing here. I was out all day yesterday. Uh, so these products will protect you and heal sun damage as you're receiving it. And it's just plants. And a lot of people aren't aware plants. Most people don't even know plants have their own SPF.
Right. I think that's where the dilemma happens, right? Where people think like, okay, what are you talking about? It's never been taught to us before. We don't know anything about
Right.
it. So they're just like spitting out words and opinions without knowing actual
Right.
science and facts.
Right.
So I think that's good that you're able to talk about it and mention it, because, how could you defy what plants actually do? They protect themselves daily.
Yeah, and on our website we have 300 white pages or more.
Right, you have the research on there that backs
Oh yeah,
everything up.
anytime you want to, just Google SPF and plants, SPF and botanicals, and start reading, and you'll find out it's true.
You're right.
And these are white pages we didn't write, we didn't create. This is research that's being done all over the world. And of course, you're not going to hear about it because most companies don't make money off plants; they make money off of chemicals that they can patent, and
Correct.
and you can't patent a plant. And so there's not many studies on botanicals for that reason. Lots of studies on chemicals, very few studies on botanicals because nobody makes money on botanicals. Of course, we do, but we make money on the formulation.
Yeah, but it just goes to show that, there's a lot of people opening their eyes and seeing that there's a lot of toxic chemicals out there, and there's a good audience of people and consumers who would prefer to have natural products than unnatural chemical related products.
Absolutely.
So,
If they worked. If they really
if they
worked. Yeah.
absolutely. And another thing is, like, I think this is a cool question to ask you, because I get asked this all the time, is the cream as an SPF, how do you reapply that on makeup? Because I get asked this all the time, and it'd be good to know what your insights are.
Yeah. So if you're wearing makeup,
If you wear makeup already, and you need to, because, there's this whole, like, you need to reapply SPF every couple of hours. Is the cream already, you don't need to do that every couple of hours, or do you do?
yeah, you'll need to reapply. It depends on,
Of course, your environment.
yeah, if you're jumping in the pool,
Yeah.
or you're sweating, you'll need to reapply more. I don't think the cream really affects makeup too much. I have a lot of people, of course, that are using the cream in lieu of makeup, and all of our products have an orange tint to them, as you have probably noticed, and that's because
Yes.
the world's most powerful anti-aging botanicals are a red, orange in color, like astaxanthin. It's one of the most orange. When we get astaxanthin, it's a algae, it's a sea algae, and when it's irritated, it turns this deep orange. The bottle is actually black, and then you can take a drop of that and put in a gallon of water. It would turn that whole gallon orange. And when I started looking to use astaxanthin, and it's one of the world's most powerful anti-aging ingredients by far. And when I was talking with the people who grow that, they said, it's incredible for the skin, it's incredible for the body, but the manufacturers don't use it. And I was like, well, why? Because it's so orange. They only use a tiny amount. And you know what we said? We don't care. We don't care. And that's how we looked at everything with our product. The way it smells, the way it smells is the way the plants smell. The way it feels is the way the plants feel. The way it looks is the way the plants look. And we've never really cared. We've done no focus groups on the smell, the scent, the feel, the tingle. And that's why most companies will never do what we're doing, because we just want these plants the way they are, in all their glory, undefiled. We just get out of the way and let them do their thing.
Because plants are all natural and it's not chemical at all.
Yes.
I think it's important for our listeners to know the efficacy of the product. Like, how long do they last for?
Right.
Is there a shelf life for it?
Yes. So if you go down to Sephora or your local beauty counter, most of those products are a year to 3 years old, maybe older. And how did they do that? They put these very powerful parabens, preservatives in them, so that they never, it's like a McDonald's hamburger. You've seen those pictures
Right.
of the hamburgers like a year later, it looks exactly the same.
Or the French fries.
Yeah, yeah, because bacteria don't want it. If something's really good, the bacteria is going to eat it right away. It's going to go bad very quickly. And so they give it lots of parabens. With our product, we don't have to put parabens in it. You know why? Because our product is antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial. If a germ, fell into a bottle of Herbal Face Food, it would die a very quick and sudden death.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah, because it kills germs on contact. And because of that, we have at least a year shelf life from the time that you receive it, okay? If you refrigerate it, it will last for many, many years. You don't need to do that, but you could. It will last for a very, very long time. We also make our product fresh. So we bring in the ingredients from all over the world, from every continent except for Antarctica. We process it by hand. So every bottle you receive is mixed by hand, poured by hand, packaged by hand in small batches in real time. So if you went to our website right now and bought product, it's likely, almost certainly, less than 7 days old and no older than 30 days old. So we make it fresh. And we have, from the time we harvest to the time we have that finished product, it's 1,000 hours. So we have 1,000 hours in every bottle. There's no one close to that in skincare today. I think 300 hours is the longest time frame. So it's like a Bentley. We call it the Bentley of skincare because it's a handmade, handcrafted product, and it's made really just for you. When you open that bottle, that's a one-of-a-kind product.
So I brought some of the Herbal Face Food products here today, and the reason being is because I'm a massive advocate of your brand and your products, and I use it daily, and I am, like many women, obsessed with anti-aging and beauty and great skin. Even into my 60s, 70s, I want to have incredible skin.
Right.
And that matters to me.
Right.
But from a non-toxic perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because skin being our largest organ, I want to
Right.
make sure that the products that I'm using, I'm confident that it's not going to make me sick. One thing I wanted to ask you is that, can you give our listeners just some tips as to not how you use them, but also can you use them in complement with other skincare products, or do you think or you promote that this is just a one-stop shop for everything? Because there are like retinol brands that people like to use for anti-aging too, right? In the
Sure.
evenings, they use face masks, they use eye masks. Like, what is your tip for someone that is looking to buy Herbal Face Food, try to get into Serum One, the Cure, the
Sure.
cream? What would you promote?
Yeah, so our product is a superfood, nutrient-dense salad for the skin, and that's where we came up with the name Herbal Face Food. I had many consultants say, "Hey, have you thought about changing the name? But maybe something more sexy or interesting."
No, I love the name.
And I said, "No, this is what it is. It's Herbal Face Food." And so we're here to feed your skin the most powerful nutrients in the world and antioxidants. And so you can use this product with anything. And what we say is eat this first. Eat the salad first, then you can put the junk food on your skin, but make sure you eat the salad first. So we have people using this with all kinds of treatments. We have people using it with lasers, chemical pills, all kinds of chemicals. They're using it with Botox. We're also replacing that for a lot of people because they're seeing they don't need it. But gosh, if you are going to get lasers, please put this on afterwards because it's going to heal the damage of the laser. If you're going to get bleaching, please put this on afterwards. It's going to heal the damage of the bleaching. And so people can use it with virtually anything. We have a lot of people tell us, "Michael, I'm not using foundation anymore. I don't need toner anymore. I'm wearing very little makeup anymore. I don't need the bleaches anymore. I'm not getting Botox anymore." So that happens. But we're not a preachy brand. We're not here to scare you and make you feel guilty about all the things you might be doing. What we're here as an answer. You may not need all that stuff, and you might get better results with us, and you probably will if you're using our products. We have a very tight product lineup. Our philosophy around product creation is we're not going to make anything unless it's the absolute best in the world. And so that philosophy is going to keep us small because, people say, when are you going to come out with your shampoo and this and that, all these different things. And we're like, we may not get around to that because it took me 5 years to create the cream. This new formulation of the Cure took me 10 years. I've got a product we're releasing in October. It took me over 4 years to make because we're not going to launch anything that is just not better, but blow away better than anything else in the marketplace. So we have, the serum series 1, 2, and 3. That's a daily anti-aging serum. We call it Youth Concentrate. It takes on the 10 most visible signs of aging. We encourage everyone to start at 1 and move your way up to 3. They get twice as potent each level. Start at 1, put that on twice a day, every day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Use more with our product. It's not a chemical, okay? So 1 drop, is not going to do it. We encourage you to use a nickel to quarter size or maybe more every single day. I use 3 droppers of that twice a day on my skin.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so more is better. You can't OD on it. You can't OD on salad, so you can't OD on this. Then we have the Cure. And the Cure takes on your tough skin issues. I would say your top 3 to 5 skin issues, whatever they may be, or more. And most people start off using that as a spot treatment because it's a lot more potent. And so you would apply that. If you had an acne breakout, you may want to apply that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. We get rid of acne usually in 24 hours or less. Entrenched acne may take longer, but that's the kind of success. Melasma, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, we're seeing massive improvements in melasma, things like that. So the Cure does the heavy lifting. Then we just rolled out the cream. The cream is one of my favorite. I think the first bottle of cream I created, I actually slept with it that night in my bed because I'm so in love with it. I'm serious. And so the cream is a masterpiece. It's one of the hardest things I've ever created. 135 botanicals now, more botanicals than any other product in the world. We can't even put it on the bottle now or even on the box. World's most powerful moisturizer, hands down. It's been tested. It is anti-aging. It is anti-inflammatory. It is an SPF. It's a 50 plus SPF. And actually, the SPF is just kind of a side thing that it does. It's not even its core thing. And then we have the soap, which you may have heard of. I love that one too. So soap, we created that during COVID. It's become a sleeper with us, and it's a lot of celebrities' favorite thing that we do. It's basically the ingredients of the Cure in the form of soap with a load of Manuka honey, wild harvested from New Zealand. We also have added more honeys. I just came back from Indonesia. We found a stingless bee that creates honey that's more potent than any other.
Where did you find a stingless bee? I haven't heard about it.
I know. And this stuff is incredible. And so we're going to start putting that in there too. And so it's just again, if you go down to Sephora, you go down to your favorite beauty, go down to the most expensive beauty counter in the world. I'm sure they have those here. And just look for anything, just with the sheer number of ingredients that we have. And anything good, anything that works, anything botanical, it's going to be in our products.
As someone who specializes in gut health, and it's something that I talk about all the time in terms of, external is one thing, but then internal is another thing. And for someone that's gone through so many different stages in your life as well, I always say that what you put on the inside will always reflect on what's happening on the outside.
Absolutely.
So sure, acne is not just from a superficial level.
That's right.
It's internal.
Right.
So if it's bad diet, if it's poor lifestyle, you will develop acne.
Correct.
It could be a hormone disruptor because maybe, it could be the time of the month. And I used to always get it at the time of the month. Right. And then it could be like you're not sleeping enough, so you're craving sugary foods and you're eating that constantly. So as someone who wrote an incredible book as the Self-Health Revolution, what is your belief on the mind-body connection when it comes to skin health, and how does Herbal Face Food support that connection?
Yeah, so I totally agree with you. And you're fighting a losing battle. Like, you can put our products on your skin all day long. If you're not feeding your body from the inside out, it's like putting out a fire and feeding it gasoline at the same time, the water and fire. And so you've got to really get the inside right. And so our products are from the outside in. We have a whole philosophy around inside out, and that's in my book. And the book was written in 2012, so there's a lot of things that aren't in there. If you read it, I know you did, you probably said, well, he didn't mention this or that. Well, that's later technology that we found out about. I do talk about lots of things, enzyme, probiotics, gut health. I have a whole section in my book on that. So we give that book to everybody who ever buys one of our bottles. So if you buy any one of our products, you're going to get a free copy of my book. And what we want you to do secretly is get our products, one, to look younger, and then read the book and find out how to be younger from the inside out.
Right.
And then also the outside in. So we get people that text me, email, call me, Michael, I just heard your products would make me look younger. Then I got your book. We read your book. We cleaned out our pantry. We cleaned out the refrigerator. We're making your smoothies. We're not getting sick anymore. That's when we stand up and give a standing ovation. And that's when we really feel like we've really realized our purpose. We want to help you with your skin, but we want to help you with your whole being. And we talk in the book not just about what you're eating. We talk about what's eating you, which is sometimes more important than what you're eating. Forgiveness, gratitude, all these different, finding your purpose, all these things all fit together. It's one big picture of what makes you you, and you becoming who you're meant to become on this earth. And that's our big thing. If you want to ask, what do we really believe in? We're trying to help people become the best version of themselves across the board. And Herbal Face Food is just a small part of that.
And what's better way to start than your skin, right? I mean,
Well,
that's
people-
also important because beauty for a woman has been, it's
That's
a
right.
massive, it's a
Sure.
big deal. Since the age of 14, women are already like in the cosmetic industry,
Right.
like, wearing makeup. They're like want to look. It's always about like how can I look better,
Right.
opposed to just embracing your inner unique qualities and who you
Right.
are. So it's pushing a wrong narrative, and here we are today pushing a better narrative that's
Right.
more individualized, it's personalized, and it's just about your own journey. I always say that there's just so much noise out there. I think the struggle for people today is being able to contain that noise and focusing on what's best for them.
Right.
Is this for men too?
Of course, absolutely. So we ship product to Tom Brady, Chris Helmsworth. We have a lot of pro athletes that use our product. So it doesn't look like a female product, smell like a female product. The average man, I would say, and don't want to insult all men around the world, but a 2 or 3-in-1 in the shower is pretty much the skin care that they get. I'm talking about shampoo, conditioner, body wash combination, and they'll get out, dry their face, and then they're on their way. And so if you just take the Serum 1 or the Serum 1 Plus the Cure, and you just put it on right after you get out of the shower, right after you shave, it's going to, you're talking about men who don't use anything, haven't used anything for years, and now they're using the most powerful skincare in the world. And so it's very dramatic. We have lots of husbands, boyfriends, and we have a lot of boyfriends, husbands are like, hey honey, what is that you're using? And they start using it. And so it's great for men. I think men are going to be a huge market for us. We haven't had time to focus on it yet, but it's happening.
Yeah, but I was with one of my clients today, and he was telling me about his skincare routine, and
Yeah.
he's a guy, and he just said like he just uses water and soap. And I was like, don't you use anything else?
There
He's
you
like,
go.
no. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, men are not as picky, or they don't even care about what they put on their face. They just put water and soap, and they don't put anything else.
Yeah, well, the thing is, men are low maintenance.
Super low maintenance.
Super low maintenance.
But by the way, I know a lot of men who are not super low
that's true.
maintenance.
That's true. There are those, but I would say that is still the minority.
Yeah.
And so they don't do anything. So you have to give them something very simple.
Correct.
And they will get results, and their women will notice, that day. So it's just a matter of getting them to try it. They don't have to worry about a big routine just even if they just did the Serum 1 once a day, or the Serum 1 and the Cure once a day out of the shower, it's going to do wonders on their skin.
To conclude, I would like to say that my mantra and my motto is I really believe is that the reflection of what you look like on the outside is only a reflection of what it is on the inside. So to conclude, I would like you to maybe just give one piece of wisdom to our listeners today on what your thoughts are on how to embrace their uniqueness as an individual.
Okay. If there was 100 billion people that have ever lived, and that's what people say, there's 100 billion people that walk the face of the earth, then you and I and everyone listening are one of 100 billion. No one has your DNA. No one looks like you. No one talks like you. No one thinks like you. You're created a masterpiece. You truly are. And most people don't know that. And they think they're just a number. And you have a song to sing that only you can sing. And if you don't sing it, it'll never be heard. It'll never be heard. It's lost. And I think for most people, they never get a chance to sing their song. So that means a lot to me. And then what gets in the way? They get discouraged, they get abused, they get beaten down, they get sick, they get unhealthy, they get fearful, they get resentful, they struggle with gratitude and forgiveness and so many things. And they lose that belief. They forget who they are. And so I think the thing we can do is help people remember that they are 1 in 100 billion. They are a masterpiece. They're a work of art. They have a song to sing that no one else can sing. They have music to play that no one else is going to play. And I think if you can help people realize that, and I have seen people wake up. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people. So if we can help people see that and believe that again, I think that could be an incredible breakthrough. Not everyone's going to wake up, but we can wake up a lot of people, at least a few people. And that's what I love doing. That's what I love seeing. That's what I love more than anything else with what I do, is seeing people's lives change. And knowing I had something to do with that. I think that's what, I'm making more money than I ever made in my life. I think what really gets me up in the morning is knowing that my life is changing other people's lives, and seeing that. And then I guess it's selfish because I kind of feed off that.
But I think a lot of us who are advocates for what we do to help people are really feeding off that. It's our purpose. It's our life purpose.
That's right.
And it's been yours.
Right.
And it's a beautiful purpose because you have gone from seeing your loved one, your father, pass away, to you thinking you were going through that same path, to you transforming your life and then using your story to transform other people's lives.
Right.
Because they desperately need people like you and I to help them make that change. Because the number one most important thing in this world today is compassion. Mm-hmm. And I think people lack that for people who really need it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I didn't mean to break down your show.
I absolutely love it. I think that was
You're like
so.
Oprah.
I think that was so.
You're making it cry.
That's so authentic and so beautiful. You're such an incredible human, Michael. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, I just want to say, thank you for having me on the show. But thank you so much for what you're doing for our products. We are very picky about who we partner with, and I know you're extremely picky about who you partner with, and we look for people that have, our same beliefs and values, and I'm very proud and excited to have you part of this, and I love what you're doing in Dubai, and I love what you're doing in this part of the world, And, Dubai is quickly becoming, if not already, the center of the universe.
Right.
But so many people in Dubai do not know what you know and what I know. And it's crazy, as educated as it is, as advanced as it is. They have the finest things. They don't have the knowledge base, the food they're eating, what they're putting in their bodies, what they're putting on their skin. These are things that I think you're going to revolutionize. You're going to be, if you're not already, you're going to be a leader to start this revolution. You want to call it the self-health revolution or your own revolution, but you're going to start a revolution. It's going to be so important to so many people. And, I think people here look better, they're dressed better, but when I look at what they're eating and I look at their bodies, the same, this diabetes epidemic that's happening around the world is happening here too.
It is, absolutely.
So I appreciate what you're doing here. When you told me your dream, your vision, I got so excited because I think you're at the right place in the right time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michael. And for all of our listeners, the Herbal Face Food, you can go to their website, and I will put the link here in the description below. You can go ahead and purchase Serum 1, then you can move over to 2 and 3. Get the cream, get the Curax, get the soap. It's the only products you will ever need, and it will change your life. I haven't used it for that long yet, less than a year, but I have seen dramatic difference. And I, as you know, only promote and advocate for the cleanest, most beneficial products for your skin. And if it's something for yourself, for your children, for your family members, please go and use the Herbal Face Food products and spread the word, because as you heard today, like, Michael is an incredible person. He just wants to make a difference, and he will do whatever it takes to create that difference too. So, Michael, it has been such a pleasure to talk to you today, and thank you so much for giving me everything that you can when it comes to all of the passion that you have for what you do, and I feel blessed to sit here with you today.
Well, thank you. It's been my honor. It's been a lot of fun, and I admire you as well. I admire what you're doing, so thank you. Yeah, so we don't do sales. So we don't have Mother's Day, Christmas, Black Friday. The only way we give a discount with our product is through this very exclusive elite group of creators that we have around the world, which you're one of them. So the only way anyone listening today is going to get a discount is from someone like you, and there's not very many people like you around the world. We haven't partnered with that many people. So it's a one-time offer. We have 100% money-back guarantee. And what that means is, even if you bought the product and used it all and said, hey,
I don't love it,
that's okay. 100% money back guarantee. You're covered. Okay, so there is no risk to you. You can also go into our website and you'll see the smaller bottles. You'll see a little 10 ml bottle. It's going to last you 4 or 5 days. You can buy that one, okay? But if you're covered and there's no risk, why not go ahead, get the 30 ml or get the 50 ml. That discount is a one-time discount. So once you use it, you've used it. So why not get the biggest bang for your buck?
Right.
So go ahead and get the larger size. And I would encourage people, if you can afford it, and you can, because we'll give your money back if you don't like it, go ahead and get the 50 ml of the Serum 1. Go ahead and get at least the 30 ml of the Cure. And then if you can pick up the cream, start using all 3 of those. But anything you buy, you're covered. There is no risk at all to you. The only risk is that you will not try it, and you'll miss out on what this product can do for your skin.
Absolutely.
There is one other risk, though. You may become addicted. And so we have to mention that. Yeah, by law, we have to say that, don't we? We have to bring that up.
It's a good kind of addiction.